Hello. Excuse me, I'm just finishing a mouthful of pizza because I'm so good at my planning that I have to eat before I go to Meredith, otherwise I get tired. Well, I don't get tired, I get really hungry. And so I thought, better eat. I thought at first that Bella was doing mail chat today, but I'm afraid it's me. And yeah, so there we have it. And we are now in the hot, humid stage of the day. We've had the slightly chilly and overcast, and then we went into a touch of rain, and yeah, so today does not know what it's supposed to be doing, but getting there. We're also under a tornado watch, and being foreign, I always get very worried when people say we're under tornado watch, having no experience of tornadoes in any way, shape or form, and yeah, so that's always exciting. This morning, Wanda, Larky, and the big chicken and one of the small chickens and I went to Gloucester, and you know, I thought it was the place that I went to a couple of months ago in Gloucester, so I was all prepared for going there, and I thought, this is super. I know a lady there who is part of the memory care group, and she would be fantastic taking the chickens round. I got there, followed my GPS, and I was like, oh, I've never been here before in my life. So it definitely wasn't where I thought I was going, but got there. And that was a nice visit. They're going to we're going to make arrangements and come down and have lunch on the property, which is super. And that big chicken just was not for staying in its pushchair. It was out. I was like, goodness. So she sat with a gentleman, which was great, and nice visit. Then Janine left to go and pick up her car from South Carolina, so I think she will be back on Tuesday. And I think Betsy and Michelle are in the barn, which is lovely. And what else is happening? Oh, it's actually a bit warm now. It was me thinking, this was the perfect temperature today. I'll go to Meredith later on and do some clean-up. And now I'm sitting here thinking, probably not the best of ideas. I do have a dilemma in Meredith, though, because I went in to check on the goats last night about 8 o'clock, just as I was coming home. And I just stuck my head round the door, and I realised that Larry and Earl have stolen the bed from Melvin and Milo. So I think I'm going to have to go and source myself another one of those large but flat tubs, because they were just lying in the corner and they looked at me and they were like, we have no idea how this happened, because they're much smaller goats, but we have been ousted. So I'll have to go and maybe to Tractor Supply or something and see if I can get them a tub of their own, because I can see this is going to cause great angst, and we don't like Melvin feeling angsty. So that will be nice. Give them something else to do. It's the funniest thing, these tubs with goats. It's just their thing. And I don't know if it's because they've always grown up with their tubs, but Larry and Earl did not grow up with tubs, and now they've decided that tubs are the best thing ever. So I'll have to go and get that sorted. Fortunately, Harley hasn't worked out the appeal of a tub, because she's not stealing them, which is great. So that's something else to do. The foxes, I don't think, made an appearance again today, which was fortunate. Janine has improved what's it called? She made a sort of run. She covered over the run with a sort of like a grid wire. I think it's plastic coated wire, and so she's enclosed that a bit better until we can really take good stock of, you know, any particular points that would cause us any issues, because obviously we've got our bunny rabbits and our chickens in there, so that would not be very good. And it's just, there's always something happening. You have to do something, in the interim before you come up with a really great plan to get it sorted in the way that you really want. So I think there's just lots of little fiddly things that we'll have to do. I really am not sure that those foxes would cause anything other than the rabbits or the chickens' problems. Janine closes the door for the goats at night time, because they're quite small goats, so they're inside, and the turkeys are inside as well, so that's good. My bantam chickens that I have down there are actually in the white chicken house, so they're pretty secure and it seems, touch wood, it seems to do its job. So that's a relief. Goodness knows what is going on with the chickens up here, because quite frankly I went in to shut my chickens up at the house in the Deagle in last night, and I had all the chickens on the raised shelf and 4 goats in the chicken barn. So I'm really going to have to sort this out. They're terrible, those goats. They're in absolutely everything, and they have the nicest area to themselves with their hay and their water and their little things for sleeping on, and honest to goodness, but they're in with the blinking chickens. So something else we'll have to redesign and redo, so that's fun. And we have a really nice event on Meredith this weekend. One of the families that originally owned the farm way back, they're having a family reunion, and there's triple digits people's coming, so I am busy trying to get I did all the buckets yesterday. I cleaned all the buckets. I left them out overnight to dry. They'll be wet, so I'm trying to get the barn in nice ship-shape condition, so it looks good, and it reflects well on the rest of the farm, because the rest of the farm's beautiful. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's why I was hoping it was going to be very cool this evening, but I'm not detecting that chill in the air that I quite anticipated. So that will be fun. And what else have we got going on down there? The hay, I think, has been done on that farm. And there's I had a hay delivery this morning. This is my personal hay delivery, not anything to do with Goldy's. I had my hay delivery this morning, and I got the notification last night that they'd be there at 4:30 a.m. I was like, you're joking. I was like, no way. But it wasn't. It was the gentleman started calling me at 5:30 because they were delayed. I was like, oh, that's okay. Not to worry. So I am going to have hay to move when I get down there. So honestly, it's just all these things that all stack up. So that's good. I'm trying something a little bit different. I have a combination between orchard hay and alfalfa, because the 2 rescues that I have in at the moment, they really totally and utterly struggle with the first cut hay. It just doesn't work for them at all. Dr. Parrott's coming out next week to have a look at their teeth and do their sign-off for quarantine, and at which point we'll get their rabies vaccines and all their other vaccines done, so that they're compliant with what we like to give out for yearly vaccines. And also it means that when they're ready to travel, they'll be good to go. My mule, as you know, has a heart condition, so we'll be looking into that and seeing just how severe it is. If it's, I think one of the, it sounds like we've got some flooding going on in the heart. So if she's really not good and doesn't have much longer, I think what we'll do is we'll keep her on Meredith, so she doesn't have to go for a trip up to New Hampshire. And she'll stay with us, and we'll keep her nice and comfortable, and then help her on her way in a very calm fashion when it's her time. At this precise moment in time, it is not her time, because this is my land limpet. She follows you around everywhere. She just wants cuddled all the time. But she very definitely struggles with heat regulation. She's exceptionally sweaty, and I presume that's to do with her heart problem. So we'll get a clearer picture. I think it's next Thursday, if that's the 25th, that Dr. Parrott's supposed to be coming out. So we'll get a clearer picture as to just exactly what's going on with her and what our options are for keeping her comfortable, or if there's anything we can do to remedy the issue. But last time I spoke with Dr. Parrott, I don't think that there was a remedy in going to be on offer. So it's just one of those things, but I think we're doing the right thing by her, so that's good. So obviously, as soon as they come out of quarantine, it means that we can start switching things around. We'll shut down the bee barn paddock and pop them in with the main herd, if she's able to go in with the main herd, because Enzo likes to run, as we know, and if she's not in tip-top health conditions, I'm beginning to think she probably shouldn't be in with Enzo, because he's a bit of a live wire. So that will be interesting. And that then means we can get the farrier out, because I don't like, unless they've got emergency hoof problems, our policy has never been to bring the farrier out, because obviously the farrier, when they're in quarantine, you like to keep them as services that are coming in as essential. So they've both got very good feet, both Alfie and Misty. So the farrier will come in and he'll assess their feet and do an initial trim, but their feet are actually pretty good. So that was a relief. So that'll be next Thursday. And we're having their teeth looked at as well. But Dr. Parrott said if it's really, really hot, we're not doing their teeth, because, well, you can imagine what it's like. It's a very physical process. So it might just be that we need to leave everybody's teeth until the weather cools down a little bit. So anyway, we'll do the assessment and then take it from there to see if we've got anybody that's an emergency. So lots going on, lots of backwards and forwards. And also, Percy, his castration event has been delayed, we think, for a week. It's been pushed out because he actually needs, Janine had his vaccinations done down in Aiken, but we want a more up-to-date tetanus, because they like you to have tetanus just in case anything goes wrong, they get any infections, and this is a very invasive operation, so he actually needs to have his tetanus updated. So I think Janine has arranged with Dr. Parrott to update his tetanus, and he's extremely busy at the moment. So I have got the most available appointment next Thursday. So I think what she'll do is she'll piggyback in there literally with her piggy, and he'll just pop down and get his tetanus vaccine and then saunter off. So. And we like to have our vaccines. We've never handled a pig, or Janine's handled pigs, but not in her adult years. So we like to, when we do all the initial, we can actually do a tetanus vaccine by ourselves, but when it's the initial set of vaccines, we like to watch what the vet does first. And I can tell you, having been in Hawthorne Hill's restroom trying to clean up that pig, and I didn't pierce him with a needle, he is going to absolutely scream blue murder. So, yeah, so that is going to be absolutely super fun. So that's us getting all our ducks sort of like in a row, and making sure that everybody's covered, and yeah, there's always something. So it's good to have things going on, I think, though. Right, let me go through these questions. Oh, it is Thursday. Now, where do all the chickens in with the big goats go at night? Ah, well, I'm glad you asked, Fernanda, because according to my planning, the chickens go in the left-hand side of the barn and the goats go on the right-hand side of the barn. unfortunately, when I come in to put them to sleep, put them into their respective beds, I've got 4 goats in with the chickens all lying down. So I have to shoo them out the door, and of course everybody goes out apart from Miss Mabel, who's like, "Are you going to feed these chickens?" And I'm like, "No, I am not, and I'm not feeding you either, young lady." So I have a wrestling match with her and have to push her in the butt to get her out the door. So yeah, it's super fun. So they do actually sleep separately at night time, and at the moment I'm trying not to let the chickens out first thing in the morning. I'm just worried that we've got anything passing by. I tell you, you're so lucky there is not sound on that camera. Those guinea hens, they just shout all day. And I've actually, it's like the little boy that called wolf. I've actually got to the stage where I'm like, it's just a guinea hen shouting about something that's offended their delicate sensibilities. They just complain all day, and you wouldn't know if they were being mauled by a fox. So yeah, there's something else. Those guinea hens. Never again can I tell you will I ever have guinea hens. They give me palpitations every time they start, because I immediately go into full alert and I'm running out the door, and then I think, I don't know why I'm bothering with this, because it's just this lot shouting. A leaf has come off the trees and they're offended. Oh, they're terrible. Anyway, yes. So that's the setup for those little stinkers. I know, you should have seen Melvin's face when I went in last night. He was actually lying at the gate, and he just put his head up and he was like, "I've lost my bed, it's really bad." And you know, Melvin's, he is just the biggest baby going. Milo's always there to sort things out for him, and so I don't think he was best pleased. So I'm going to find him another bed. That's my little flower. I love that wee goat. Maybe it'll be a territorial thing with goats, because it's the goats that are indigenous to Meredith that are kicking them out of their bed. Honestly, and they're the nicest goats as well, Larry and Earl. They're absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I know, I can't believe Boston did not stock up on their alcohol levels, knowing that the Scottish fans were coming. Seriously, I could have told them that. Apparently they also emptied the bar of a plane on the way over. That's poor planning. Or unless it was a weight limit, they couldn't take any more liquids onto the plane, because it would have knocked their balance out. But hey, seriously. Unfortunately, neither of my German Shepherds nor my 2 sheepdogs would be reliable against. They would wander off doing things they shouldn't be doing, and then they're neither of the Shepherds nor the 2 sheepdogs, and the sheepdogs being Julius and Noodles, quite have the constitution for standing up. They're just not those kind of dogs. But that's a good thought, though. We've given them something to do. Yes, the boy bunny is still able to go out on jobs. I think because Janine brought her chickens up, we've been taking them out. Although she did say, "I'm going on the job tomorrow." She did say if I wanted to take the rabbit, I could do that. I did go on the job in Gloucester. I had Linda, I had the 2 chickens, and I had Larky and Wanda, and I saw about 30 people. So there. Yes, I think that's, if that's what Janine said, that's what she said to me anyway, that Betsy and Michelle are going to take Janine's place while she's gone. Oh, thank you, Marcia. Yes, it could be too warm. The only thing is, what you're supposed to do with these rabbits is take a gallon milk jug, obviously not with milk in it, but with with water, and you freeze them, and they can lie up against the milk jug. But then again, you've got to remember to refreeze the blinking thing. Probably need a freezer in the barn. That would be helpful. And we could have ice cream as well in the barn. There you go. Oh, lightning strikes have been detected nearby. Oh, actually, if you look over, where am I? It is actually pretty dark sky. Super. Right, let's see if there's any other questions. Oh yes, Clarkson's Farms next series is on Prime. I shall remember to do that. Milo is the black and white one, and Melvin is the chestnutty brown one. Gosh, I'll tell you, the wind's really picking up as well. You can hear it in the trees. Yes, an Australian cattle dog would work, but then we'd need to find somebody to look after it. We've got enough problems. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that big black cloud that's coming in. It's really dark. I don't know if you can see that, but it is really black coming in, so it may very well be thunder on its way. The basement. The basement, that's where we would all go for shelter. Because I've got these things planned, because I'm a real nervous Nelly when it comes to inclement weather. And in fact, when we used to live in the town a few over, I happened to say to my friend, I said, yes, so we all sheltered in place in the basement yesterday afternoon during the tornado warning, because it was one of the tornado warnings that came through all your handheld devices and the television, and it was blaring, and I was like, right, everybody, all planned, we've got water in the basement, we've got this, all took all the dogs down, we all sat there, we could get away from windows, etc. I was like, so sorted. And she looked at me, and I could see she was trying to keep a straight face, and she said, we don't really pay any attention to tornado warnings. I was like, what? So yeah, I am belts and braces. If I think there's bad weather coming in, I make everybody go down, and it does cause a lot of resistance with the rest of the members of the family, but we're better alive than squished in the house. So there. I'm terrified of weather events like thunder and lightning, all these sorts of things. Oh, new passport, that's a good one. I hadn't thought of that. I know we're under a tornado watch right now. That's why it's pretty amazing that I'm standing outside and I'm not in the deepest, darkest depths of the basement. But nobody else seems to be worried about it, it's just me. So, excuse you! Ugh, honestly. But I think, yeah, it looks like we've got something coming in over this sort of direction, so... oh, and just to say, I know I've said that I won't kill any more plants, but I've bought some. Don't tell Nick. And I'm going to do a really, really good job keeping them alive this year, because I've decided that at 56 I should be able to keep plants alive, and I'm going to give it a shot. So, yeah. And they're really pretty. They are a big deal, tornado warnings. So I think I'll go inside now, actually. Thank you so very much for joining me. And I think Bella will be back on Monday. And yes, so we'll take it from there. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you all soon.